Took her out of filers cause I run it like Nike, we got it on lock. Cardiac eye, I'm the boss man in a suit with no tie. I can't be, I gotta stay. Put me some in the can of the dry. Riding this special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. She names and Birkin, she cannot decide. The ladies, Mercedes, here go to surprise. Don't sleep on Miss Lady, help ride. Back while I'm gripping her side. Nigga mad back, this ain't regular.
We're about 15 miles or so west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in the Arizona suburb of Glendale. Today we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The kicker, Chad Ryland, has this one teed up. And off we go on EA Sports. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Purdy going to the air right away. That's complete to Pearsall. Across midfield. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. And a very appropriate gain as well. 49 yards.
And the 49er first down. First and 10 at the 31.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's first and 10 down at the 31. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5. First and 15. Here's Purdy. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Get set.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Purdy looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Purdy. That is caught at the 7-yard line. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can run basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Mac Wilson in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
Eddie Pinheiro on for the field goal. A 24-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Throwing now is Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series...
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Intercepted by the 49ers. They'll take over 1st and 10.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Back to throw, Purdy. Kittle catching the slant. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
Now Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Up.
Purdy now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Get set.
Purdy from the gun. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers.
Touchdown, 49ers.
A 9-yard touchdown there. as his guys are able to extend their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Now 2nd and 3. First carry for James Conner. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
Murray now to throw. Pass complete there to Harrison. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Here's Murray from midfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Conner. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here's Murray. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
2nd and 10. Now Murray again. Completes this to Elijah Higgins. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Murray now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Murray. This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Elijah Higgins, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Cards are back within a score. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. silent now following the touchdown. Back out to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Get set, get set.
The throwing here, Purdy. Open man is Jerron Jennings. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Get set, get set.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. Open man is born. And down inside the 15 it goes. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Pinheiro set to kick off.
It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people would think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
So from the 26-yard line, here's second down and 1. Murray a give. This is Connor. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Here's Murray. Goes right back to McBride. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on, catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Murray going to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
He'll get this to Connor underneath. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. First down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And that'll be incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
At their 49-yard line.
Here's Purdy. Now he'll tuck this and run. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Get set, get set. 18, what's up?
And the slot man goes in motion left. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, San Francisco.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Get set, get set. 18, what's up? Up.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
A big one coming for kicker Eddie Pinheiro. This to perhaps salt this one away. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a one-score game as the lead will hold at 6. And that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a one-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Go on, Hurt.
To throw is Murray. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Murray to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession.
That's caught inside the 20. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 16.
Oh, and this is a touchdown or bust drive, and that will definitely help their cause. What a time to come up with a play like that. And now, plenty of time to try and finish this drive in the end zone and take the lead.
final minute. One timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Murray. Now he's going to step up and run. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
He already did his primary job with an interception earlier, but here he gets a chance to be a pass rusher and takes on the challenge of blitzing and makes another big play. That's something to file away and maybe break out later in this one or in a future game.
Over the middle, complete. That's Higgins. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
That's good for a Cardinals first down. First down.
Here's 1st and goal. Murray on the sneak. And he's in for the touchdown. And barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. Now Ryland for the PAT. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Ryland on for the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy.
Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
20-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Get set.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial.
Eddie Pinheiro set to kick off.
So it's the Cardinals set to receive it. They'll look for a winning drive as we get this overtime period started. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, really I should probably start ahead, boy, because I got all the hits, boy.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
And space tough to come by there, so get maybe a yard to the 37.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one maybe was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2nd down and 8. First throw of overtime for Murray. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A 1-yard pickup brings up
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here in OT. Third and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Now a first throw here in overtime. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 43.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. They run behind center with Connor.
They created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
This 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
Now Murray. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Boy, that's a tough one right there, CD. They fought back to tie it, to send it to overtime, had all the momentum, and then that interception.
That fighting spirit, those fighting plays that got them back into it, maybe a little too aggressive there, throwing the interception, and now they've opened the door to get beat by a field goal coming back the other way.
Pass caught by Pearson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Purdy to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs, they give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Purdy to throw. That's complete to Pearsall. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A lot of efficiency here on this drive. Heck, this may be their best drive of the game.
Yeah, if they'd moved it like this throughout the entire game, we probably wouldn't be here in overtime. But right now, what you just said was the key word, efficiency. Taking care of the ball, move it downfield, get themselves in a position to score, and win this game.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. One overtime, how about two? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. All right, well, they didn't kick it on 2nd down, now 3rd and goal. You have to kick it here.
Absolutely have to kick it, because if you get a bad snap, you fall on it, you got a chance to kick it again on 4th down. Let's say it gets blocked and it's behind the line of scrimmage.
And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen.